The Objective News Network, French President Macron, another loose cannon? Well, folks, this is not the first time. Remember when President Emmanuel Macron of France so severely chastised President Joe Biden for calling Vladimir Putin a butcher who does not deserve to be the leader of Russia? It was Macron who said, in a quest for a ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine, and I quote, "We can't escalate, either in words or actions," close quote. Of course, Macron was right. President Biden's words were ill-advised at best. When President Biden was doing in that speech was calling for an outright regime change in Russia, something that was unlikely and is still unlikely to happen. Macron made an excellent point at the time. If you are Putin, it would be much harder for you to deal with someone like President Biden, who has ill-wittedly already signaled that he wants you gone, and gone forever. For the U.S., despite what President Biden said, it's always better, at least diplomatically, to deal with the devil you know. Now, back to President Macron and his recent meeting with President Xi Jinping of the People's Republic of China. Well, during his visit to China, President Macron stepped onto the world stage, warning our allies not to follow the U.S. into a war with China over Taiwan. This, of course, at the very time tensions between the U.S. and China are at their highest levels ever since before the Cold War, with war readiness drills being conducted by the Chinese against Taiwan and counter-military preparedness drills in the South China region involving South Korea, Japan, the Philippines, U.S. forces, and other allies in the region. Even to the casual observer, it is obvious that President Macron is not following the same admonishment he gave to President Biden about Putin and Russia just a few short weeks ago. No matter that the Chinese overthrow of Taiwan would mean the total loss of hegemony in the South Asia region, including the emergence of Chinese military domination of access to the South China Sea trade routes, and the military domination of Japan, South Korea, and the Philippines. No matter that China is building military islands across the South China Sea, no matter that France, just like the United States and its other European allies, is dependent on those little things called microchips, produced in Taiwan for the U.S. and European economies, as well as the weapon systems we collectively use to protect ourselves from an increasingly antagonistic, expansionist, and militant People's Republic of China. Perhaps President Macron is not familiar with the story of Neville Chamberlain and the March Agreement of 1938, in which Britain, in the face of the blitzkrieg on Poland, tried to appease the Nazis by ceding the German-speaking Sudetenland region of Czechoslovakia to Hitler and Nazi Germany. If I were South Korea, Japan, and the Philippines, along with the United States right now, I would not be too pleased with President Macron and France. Here's an allied nation that has not exactly walked its own talk on the global stage at critical moments like these in history. Take the Versailles Treaty that exacted revenge on the German people after World War I, instead of trying to make for a lasting peace. That, of course, led to the rise of Hitler. How about the fact that France was saved by Allied forces from an authoritarian, militaristic, and expansionist Nazi regime that is not too much unlike the behavior of the People's Republic of China today? Well, the frailty and ill-wittedness of our world leaders has never been an exclusive club. Welcome to the club, President Macron. Our only hope is that no one listens to you and instead follows the lessons of history. It is what it is for April 12, 2023. Thank you for watching. At ONN, we are here to give you an objective view of the news stories of the day. Please tell your family, friends, and colleagues about us and subscribe. We depend on you. We hope to see you the next time.